The answer to this wild surge of coronavirus that we're going through right now at the beginning of the year, the answer is staring us literally right in the face. I'll give you the best way for us to get out of this. My philosophy is next.
So you're a philosopher?
Yes. 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 I think very deeply.
A population the size of San Francisco is going to be dead from this virus, a virus that we essentially know how to stop from having that kind of an impact, the kind of morbidity and mortality. There are countries that are less well off than we are, less resources than we have, that are doing a whole lot better job than we have. And the answer literally is staring us right in the face. And it's not what you think I'm going to say. That, what you think I'm not going to say that. The science is definitely evolving. And it seems like every week there's something new. It's daunting. It's frustrating how much new things that we're learning. We're actually learning that we don't know what we thought we knew. But there are two things that have not changed about this coronavirus. The first one is this. In order for the virus to propagate, it has to spread from one host to the next host. It's got to go from human to human. If there is no human host, the virus doesn't survive, period, point blank. Here's the second thing. The total amount of time that an infected host, human being, who gets the virus becomes infectious is about 15 days, about 2 weeks. 15-day period, roughly, between the period when you become infectious, can pass the virus along to the next host, and when you can no longer pass the virus along. In other words, you're no longer infectious. There's 15 days. So here's what we have to do. We have to take away the next body for the virus to infect. We have to take a 2-week break. Call it whatever you want. Call it a vacation. Call it a, Operation Crush COVID. Don't call it a comeback, but call it something. Yes, I know. What about your liberties? I got it. Dead people don't have any liberties. Second of all, this is not a mandate. Nobody's making you do it. In order for this to work, we've got to have buy-in. In order for us to have buy-in, we've got to voluntarily do this. We would be, of our own free will, exercising our liberties now so that we can have more liberties later. You got to face it. We're not, how free are you right now? How many liberties can you fully exercise right now? And I know, I got it. Some of you think, hey, listen, only the people who are really not taking care of themselves are getting sick from this. First of all, that's not right. Second of all, I'm talking to colleagues who are calling time of death on children. So you say, well, what about business? Business has to go on. You can't stop business. Bingo. That's it. I'm a businessman. I know. This is the opportunity. Here is the time for some good old American business savvy and grit. We get to solve the problem by planning the 2-week break. So essential functions can remain intact. They have to remain intact. We can't not have essential functions intact. But there's got to be universal mask wearing, and there's got to be a reasonable strategy for testing. We can still support the businesses. Just because we're not physically in the businesses don't mean that we can't support those businesses. We've tried this the other way, and it's not working. It's not working. We've tried to piecemeal this part and that part to try to mollify sensibilities. This virus does not care about your sensibilities. Meanwhile, a mother is burying her adolescent child. Think about it.
I think